Today I'm going to take you through a 30-minute dumbbell workout focusing on the posterior chain. We're going to hit your back muscles, we're going to hit the glutes, the hamstrings, and even the triceps. All you need for this workout is some dumbbells. I'm going to be using a 17.5 kilo pair, that's about 38 pounds per dumbbell for the first section, and then I'll use a 9 kilo pair, that's about 20 pounds per dumbbell for the second section, but make do with what you've got. You can also add a bench in if you want. I'll show you options with or without a bench. We're going to kick things off with a brief bodyweight warm-up, and then we're going to get into the main workout. For the warm-up, we're going to do 30-second intervals just using bodyweight exercises. You just follow along with me. There's going to be no transition between the exercises, but I'll give you a little pop-up of what's up next. We're going to start off with some good morning. So if you put your hands behind your ears, open your chest, feet parallel, about hip width apart. You're going to push the hips back, feel that stretch in the hamstrings, squeeze the glutes through back to the top, and repeat. So imagine someone's pulling your hips backwards and you're hinging at the hip, getting a nice hamstring stretch. And then you're going to squeeze the glutes through back to the top, keeping a nice open chest position. After this, we're going to link it straight into some alternating leg reverse lunges. So stepping back, dropping the back knee close to the floor, or even gently touching if you've got a soft enough surface. Try not to let that front knee collapse in. I'm going to link this straight into some overhead reaching squats. So arms up, thumbs pointing back. You're going to squat down, keeping your knees out. This is surprisingly difficult to do, especially if you've got tight lats. So you're trying to lock your elbows out, point the thumbs backwards, keep the knees driven out to match the slight turn out of the feet. And we'll link this straight into a single leg Romanian deadlift. So it doesn't matter which leg you start on, but you're going into a Romanian deadlift and bring it back. You can even add a little knee tuck in, back to that Romanian deadlift. Try not to twist the hips as you come down into each rep. A good tip to not twisting the hips is to try and keep the back foot pointing down towards the floor, and switch to the other side. Little wobble. After this, we're going to go straight back into the good mornings for the second time. We've just got 2 rounds in the warm-up, and then we'll get you going with some dumbbells. So hands behind your head, hinge, and scoot through. We can go slightly faster pace now. Reaching the hips back, hinging at the hip. Focusing mainly on warming up the posterior chain. That means all the muscles down the back of your body, right from your upper back down to the back of your legs. Reverse lunges. Focusing on not letting the front knee cave in. You want a straight front foot, but you might have to focus on externally rotating the knee slightly to stop it from caving in. All right, we've got those overhead squats, knees out, arms straight. Don't worry if you're not going as low, just do your best with it. Single leg Romanian deadlift. Adding that knee tuck in if you can. You don't want a fully straight leg on the one you're standing on. You want to keep it slightly unlocked at the knee, but then keep that angle fixed. So we're also not trying to bend the leg too much. Over to the other side. So you're unlocking the knee of the supporting leg, but then fixing that angle so that you're not bending it too much. If you bend it too much, you'll just lose the stretch in the hamstring. Don't worry if you're wobbling, that's perfectly normal. Great job. Okay, you're gonna need to grab your first pair of dumbbells. I'm gonna go to these 17.5s, 38 pounds each. We're gonna do 5 exercises, doing 30 seconds on, 20 seconds off. Sometimes we'll just do 10 seconds when we're doing one side to another side, starting off with some deadlifts. So feet parallel. I'm gonna push the hips back, bend the knees in the bottom 20%, and then through. So we're keeping a neutral grip with the dumbbells. You wanna keep a relatively narrow foot stance to stop the dumbbells from bashing up against your legs. This is not a Romanian deadlift right now, and that means that we're gonna be bending the legs towards the bottom of the movement. Obviously, we want to keep a nice flat back for this. Don't worry too much about the clock. Always finish your rep off. Okay, next up, we're going to do some prone overhead reaches. So I'm going to be lying face down on the mat. I'm going to be reaching my arms overhead, straight without arching my lower back. For the next one, I'm going to give you 2 options. You can either do some shrugs with me. If you don't want to emphasize your traps, then feel free to opt for the Romanian deadlifts. I'll give you a choice on which one you want to do. So you're going to come up and back if you're doing the shrugs with me, and then slowly down. Traps are good for stabilizing the shoulder joint, so they will make you stronger at the overhead pressing exercises. But I do realize not everyone wants to do trap exercises. Let's come up and hold to finish. All right, next up, we're going to be doing a single leg glute bridge. You can do this on or off the bench. If you're on the bench, you're going to have your shoulder blades on the edge of the bench. You're going to drive off one heel, making a 90-degree angle at both. Slowly lower back down till your heel and glutes touch the floor, and come back up to the top. So we're driving off the heel of the bottom leg, squeezing the glute at the top. We're holding for a second at the top, creating a 90-degree angle at each knee when we're in the top position. Finish the rep off. And then we're gonna switch to the other side. So we wanna do a nice little pelvic tilt at the top. So up to the top, squeeze the glutes. So you imagine you're tucking your tailbone under at the top, but at the same time, you should be crunching your ribs down and in. So you're getting rid of any overarch in the lower back, but you still keep a nice hip height. This big mistake on glute bridges is overarching the lower back. Great job. Okay, we've got a brief rest. That's the end of round 1. In this first section, we're going to do 3 rounds in total, and then we'll move on to some new exercises with the lighter dumbbells. So get ready for those deadlifts. So feet parallel. Push the hips back, keep the back flat. When the dumbbells start to approach knee level, you can bend your knees and then press down through the floor like you're in a leg press machine out of the base of the exercise, and then you're going to squeeze through the top like a glute bridge. So a deadlift is a mix of a press and a hinge together. Great job. Onto the prone overheads. If you're doing the Romanian deadlifts instead of the shrugs, that is just a hinge without the press part. But for these deadlifts, you should be able to go quite heavy and assist with the quads also. Predominantly, there will still be a hamstring exercise. Next up, we're onto the shrugs, or if you've opted for those Romanian deadlifts, maybe you want to hit the hamstrings a little bit more. Onto the glute bridges, whether you're doing them on the floor or doing them on the bench, just get a little bit better range of motion if you've got a bench. You shouldn't be holding yourself up with your arms should be nice and relaxed out to the side. We're going to add a 1 to 2 second pause at the top of each rep, predominantly pushing through the heel to emphasize that glute. Tucking the glutes under and the ribs down at the top of the rep. Short break between sides. Two down, 1 to go. If you're finding it a bit too easy and you've got a good dumbbell selection, why not bump it up a weight? If you're finding it a little bit too hard, maybe your lower back's getting a bit too sore, you've probably just gone too heavy, you need to drop down a bit. Let's get ready to go for those deadlifts. You don't have to touch the floor. If it means rounding your back, I don't want you to touch the floor. Obviously, if you can get there whilst maintaining a flat back, that's absolutely fine. onto this prone overhead. This is a tricky one to get right, but try and take a little bit of pressure off your belly button. Engage your glutes, relax your lower back, and let your upper back do all the work. And make sure you get a full lock out of the elbows overhead. Onto the shrugs or the Romanian deadlifts. Holding at the top of these shrugs. Imagine you tucking your shoulders up and behind your ears, engaging the muscles of your upper back. Next, we're onto those glute bridges. Switching to the other side. All right, great job. Got a short rest, so grab some water. You need to grab that lighter pair of dumbbells as well. I'm gonna use a 9 kilo pair, that's about 20 pounds each. I'm gonna do 5 new exercises. If you're enjoying training with me, you fancy trying one of my 12-week dumbbell plan ebooks, I'll link it in the description of this video. It's more of a sets and reps strength plan. But first up, let's get this second section done. I'm going to start off with a tricep exercise, doing some skull crushers. So slowly lowering down, dumbbells coming close to the tops of your ears. Don't hit yourself in the head. Maybe even skim your ears gently if you can. And extend at the elbow. You should be keeping your upper arm relatively fixed in place. Great job. Next, we're going to go to a neutral wide grip row. But we're going to do half row, half fly. You can do this with or without a bench. So if you imagine you're going to do a row, but you're actually going to come nice and wide, almost merging the fly and row action. So you're basically drawing your elbows up, out and back. Getting a nice squeeze on the shoulder blades, because we're using a weight here that's probably a little bit heavier than you'd fly, but a bit lighter than you'd row. So we're just gonna do a bit of a wide hybrid of the two. Okay, next up, we're gonna do a single arm row into a tricep kickback. So you're gonna row up, you're gonna hold that row position whilst you do your kickback. So row up to the pocket, kick up and back, and then down. Trying to maintain as much height with the tricep as I can on these kickbacks. Definitely a tough one. On to the other side now. So row to the pocket, kick back as high as you can with that dumbbell. Put the bench up a notch. For this next one, we're going to do some prone extensions. But you can do this just in a bent over row position also. So I'm going to draw the dumbbells back. But this time you're keeping a fixed elbow angle, keeping a neutral grip. If you find you're not getting much height, just try going a little lighter next time. I'm going to grab some lighter dumbbells myself because I've gone a little bit too heavy. So I'm going to move down to some 7-kilo dumbbells. Just because I can keep a little bit better technique with these. I recommend you do the same if you ever feel like you could do the exercise better with a lighter weight. So just maintaining that control, hinging at the elbow nice and neat, maybe gently brush past your ears, extend at the elbow. Okay, we've got that neutral grip row fly hybrid. So you're going to draw the elbows out, up and back, pinching the back muscles. You're almost pushing your chest into the bench. Onto that row to kick back. Definitely sweating. It's very hot here in the UK today. 27 degrees Celsius, which is almost unheard of for us. So you're going to row to the pocket, kick back and up, and then down. Definitely appreciating this lighter weight. So you're trying to maintain elbow height during the kickback. return to the pocket, and then down for a short breather at the bottom. Onto the other side. Definitely feeling the tricep on this one now, especially if you're trying to maintain elbow height during the whole kickback. All right, we've got those prone extensions. So you're trying to keep straight arm. You can unlock the elbows slightly, but you want to keep a fixed elbow angle. And just drawing the dumbbells back past your body if you can. Trying to minimize too much of the swing into it. Probably feel this in the long head of your tricep, down the inside of your arm. All right, 2 rounds done, just 1 to go. If you don't want to put your bench up and down, you can always just do the skull crushers on the floor. This workout is actually part of a 6-week 30 workout dumbbell lift series. So thanks for joining me if you're already on that. And if you're not, check out the description of this video and I'll put a link to the playlist or the next workout in the series in there. Flipping over now, doing that row fly hybrid. So you're going to pull the dumbbells up, out wide, pulling the shoulder blades together. Onto the kickback now. So you're doing a row to pocket level, kicking back, return to the pocket, and then back down to the base. Onto the other side. All right, final exercise, stay with me. Got those prone extensions, probably feeling it down the inside of the tricep on these, but it's still hitting your rear delts and some of your mid traps also. Try and minimize the momentum into each rep. Keeping pretty much straight arms, or at least a fixed elbow if they're slightly bent. And that's it. Thanks so much for joining. Let me know in the comments below, how did you find that workout and where in the world are you following along from? Here's the next day in that 6-week 30 workout lift series. So make sure you do that, you can save it. And if you fancy checking out more about that 12-week dumbbell plan ebook, more of a sets and reps strength plan that you can do in your own time, I'll link a short video here. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you again soon for another workout.